but not in marketing, by the way. So, there's lots of billboards that charge companies like Rackspace $50,000 a month, and they don't say anything. That's congrats, guys.
So I don't know who we pissed off to get placed right after them, but we're really sorry. We didn't mean anything. Okay. So howdy y'all. We are portioned, and here's the deal. I'm a single lady, and I really love cooking, but I don't get to do it as often as I would like to. And there's two main reasons for that. The first reason is that the grocery world is really built for a family of 5. Everything comes in a value pack. I can't get a single serving portion of the ingredients that I need to create a meal from dinner tonight. The second issue that I have is meal planning is time consuming. I have to find the recipe I want to make, I have to figure out what ingredients I need for it, figure out what I have, go to the grocery store, pick them up, bring them home, repeat that process multiple times a week. So overall, it's kind of a wasteful process for me. And there's a few applications out there to kind of help you with the front end. You can have meal planning services, shopping list applications on your iPhone. There's a few services to help with the delivery portion. You've got Fresh Direct and Peapod and that sort of thing. But there's no end-to-end solution that's really going to simplify the problem that I have as a single person that loves to cook. So at the end of the day, I would cook more if I could waste less. If I could waste less time, less money, and less food. And that's what we've done here today. That's the app that we've developed. It's going to allow you to search for a recipe online, source those ingredients into a shopping list, adjust the serving size down to a single or a 2-person portion, and then actually export that list out to a grocery store or a delivery service. And I know you're thinking, okay, well, what grocery store is going to fulfill an order for 1 chicken breast and 2 orders of oregano? Well, there's actually this phenomenal company in Austin, Texas called Ingredients, and they're a zero packaging grocery store. You literally come in with your own container, take what you need, nothing more. And they're really jazzed about what we're doing, and they want to actually fulfill orders for us. But they're not the only ones that are interested. We've actually also talked to a buspreneur company called Instacart out in San Francisco, and they're an on-demand delivery grocery service, and they said, hey, we think your idea is pretty cool too, we'd like to talk to you as well. So we're gaining a little traction, and we'd really love to show you what the app can do.
Okay, let me show you what we've done. Okay, so let's get started. Right away we get to the search page. It's very simple. So today I want a corned beef sandwich. What do you need today? Let's go. Right away we get see some details on this guy. Alright, right up top we have the description here. Notice underneath we have all the ingredients and then also all the steps I need for making this sandwich. Alright, I like this thing. Let's add to my list. Here we have our order page. Now this is where we make sure we get exactly what we want. Here we have how many servings we want to put in, all of our ingredients, and how much we're getting. Right, moving on to checkout. So here we have a couple options. As Claire said, we're working with ingredients. So this is where the order would be placed or sent to ingredients, and you'd be able to pick it up at the store. Also, everyone would also have the option to have a regular shopping list and get groceries out of any grocery store. That's it.
Portion immediately makes me think that this is weight loss and where are my calories and nutrients, and talk to Excursion. They might have that data set. But I like this, but no one's going to send you, I mean, it's hard to buy 2 little cloves or 0.2 ounces of brown sugar. Are they really go to that detail on that?
We mentioned you plan to do it, so we eventually want to have the system where it recognizes what ingredients we already have at home. We can create a pantry list of, okay, I already have these, and once you enter once you select your ingredients, it just reminds you saying that you already have this if you want to still order it or not. You can also cancel out items that you don't want to order, and still that'll go too.
And how are you making your money?
So a couple different ways that we're thinking about making money is either a revenue share or like an affiliate program with the different distributors or purveyors of the food. One example could potentially be a splitting of the fee, the delivery fee that Instacart charges. There's also different things we could potentially, if we was sponsored recipes, maybe from different types of places, Food Network or different places along those. And lastly, we've been thinking about possibly putting together a subscription service. Maybe if you're interested in receiving a mystery box once per month with different ingredients, we can set that up as well.
Go ahead.
Okay guys, so this is, for me, is not an end-to-end consumer gig. The way I'm looking at this is as a white label with the 10,000 other recipe websites that are out there, as well as with the partner that you currently have. I would have just sold this to them. And that's kind of the direction that I'm in. I mean, I'm really trying to search for your problem. You know what I mean? I cannot scale this. I cannot see this as being the biggest problem in the world. And that's one of the problems I have. I'm having a serious noble cause problem here. But I do see this as an add-on to every recipe site. Because I've actually run into this in a different way. I've run into this where if you go to the recipe site, it tells you how to make it for 4 or 6.
I've seen it on other websites where you can set, it's for 6 and Food TV has it, Food Network TV has that. You have 6, but you want to do it for 12, or you want to do it for 1, and you can do it that way. There's also some other apps out there where you're putting all the ingredients, and nutrients, and I mean, this is something that ingredients should be doing.
That's why they're interested.
So sell it to them.
Yeah. Okay.
It was only a few days. Sell it to them.
There, at launch there was a company that is doing eating at home kind of a business model, and that was pretty attractive, and it's doing really well in Israel. So maybe hook up with them to ship the food to the house for 10 people. So maybe the real business model isn't for just single people, but for maybe the other way, which is make something else happen. Yeah, I'm just with you. It's hard to see that this is going to be scalable and all that. It might be great for local stores where there's a store that can do this kind of business model and as an add-on or an app.
I think the idea is that once you can do it for as small of an item as 1 single serving, it's so much easier to ramp up from that point, because then you've got fulfillment services like Peapod and Fresh Direct. And if you're a family of 4, it's so easy to just go in and use the app. We really want to focus in on that single urban individual who doesn't want to cook and eat the same leftovers for 4 days in a row because that's what the recipe called for.
So, I think maybe part of that problem then is because that is what Tiff said. That you can do it for all the numbers, right? But the way that you propose the storytelling was for the one person that wants to cook, that you have the one company that will deliver for. It makes the problem so small, rather than, here, I'll give you an example. That's similar to your example. Instead of saying 1, what if I said 9? That's actually a problem. Because I have 9 people coming to my dinner party, and I need to make this for 9. That changes the way I do my ingredients. Okay?
The only thing I can think to add is, maybe I'm really lazy, but the only thing I would see this really, I'd only see this in a delivery only service. If I order 1 meal and I have to go pick it up, it just seems like go and drive 5-10 minutes to pick up 1 clove of garlic just doesn't really make it for me. But if you can get it, on demand in 30 minutes, an hour shipped to your house, like I totally see that being plausible. So.
Right on. And you would definitely be able to add multiple recipes to your shopping list if you wanted to.
Thank you, Portia. What I love about the presentation is Instacart. For those of you that don't know Instacart, it's a startup that raised $2.3 million, and 2 of the 3 founders are actually people that are part of the StartupBus community. The LA conductor, Max, is who they call today. It was the LA conductor from last year. The Silicon Valley conductor from 2 years and director of technology, Brandon, is the second founder. And the reason they're not that involved in the leadership of StartupBus anymore is because they just raised $2.3 million for a new startup. But what I love about that is, one, it's showing the example of why we do StartupBus. We're developing people to be more successful one day, which is case in point. But the fact that they could just call a company like that and instantly ink a deal, which is a real deal, goes to the point of why we do StartupBus again, which is developing that alumni network where you can literally just pick up the phone and you've immediately got the credibility and the ability to do something like that. So now we're going to move